Welcome. If you see us running around, it turns out if you keep printing a document with no paper in the machine, it doesn't work. Welcome to Music Sunday. It is wonderful to have some of our friends. We've got quite a few folks online today, and we're going to do our best. But today is Music Sunday. And our congregation begins in music every week. So we will start with Spirit of Life, and I start with the gratitude that Ellen planned the entire service. It is just lovely. So please rise in body or spirit for hymn number 123, Spirit of Life.
Good morning, it's nice to see everybody. I'm Jean Ryan, I'm a member of the board, actually the vice president. It's my last month in office. And I have an announcement this morning. Our June outreach collection is for the Chesapeake Multicultural Resource Center. We have partnered with this organization for several years. They are a great resource for immigration and citizenship services and many other activities for adults and children who come to our area. You may make a donation on our website. If you choose to write a check, please put Outreach Collection June in the memo line, and you may put that in the basket or send it to the church at any time this month. Thank you.
And I will note, in your order of service, we don't have next week's events and different things. Please stay close to the newsletter. Right now, our expectation is that next Sunday for Juneteenth, Tori Paxson from It's a Race Thing will be speaking. We're figuring out the details of that, so please stay tuned for all the announcements in the newsletter.
Starting with a song called Wake Music, for obvious reasons of Music Sunday, but we also like the message in Pride Month, come show the world who you are.
Thank you, choir. Thank you, Ellen. We begin our service today. I'm Reverend Sue Browning. I serve two congregations, and we're worshiping together. We're making music together, and a lot of folks from Chester River I can see online, and I welcome those who made the drive down. As the two congregations have gotten to know each other, it's been special. We have flowers today because we yesterday said goodbye to Mary Connors at a service. It is what we do as a congregation. We deal with life's cycles. We deal with all of that, and gratitude for all that make this congregation possible. From folks that power washed this week, for folks that made the place look amazing for yesterday and for today, thank you. If you're new to Unitarian Universalism, or if you have questions about our faith tradition, please check with me, check with anyone in the congregation, and ask what it is that keeps bringing them here and bringing them back. Maybe it's a story about the pull of love. Maybe it's a story that is completely different for each person. Today we light our chalice, and with these words, I invite Ellen forward to light our chalice this morning. As you listen, as you sing, as you feel the music today, may it ignite a flame within you, a flame that will, no matter how dim at times, remain with you always and sustain you. Our opening hymn is in the gray hymnal. It's hymn number 326, Let All the Beauty We Have Known is the hymn. Please rise in body or spirit. I invite you to please remain standing. Ooh, no, we're not doing that right now. We're not doing that right now. We have Ampersand. I am in autopilot. Please sit down. For folks online, welcome. Making sure you know we have a few transitions. And we have a guest tech host today with John Ramsey. I didn't welcome as much as I should have our tech host and as our online guests, but I want folks to know I'm seeing 18 screens. So go folks. It's a little awkward, but particularly the choir, if you want to wave, you wave at the camera where John is, and you can wave to our online folks. So everybody that can wave toward that camera, Don, don't move things that are broken, John. We're good.
So we're going to do a song by a folk singer named Kate Wolf, who was taken from us way too early. She died in 1986. She was only 44 years old. But she left an amazing body of work, and this is one of our favorite songs of hers.
I've been walking in my sleep, counting troubles in a counting sheet. Where the years went, I can't say. I just turned around and they've gone away. I've been sifting through the layers of dusty boards and faded papers to tell a story. I used to know what had happened so long ago. It's gone away, gone away. And I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change direction across the great divide. Well, I heard the apple falling softly as the night was falling. With a question that I replied, but he's gone across the borderline. He's gone away, yesterday, and I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change direction is the blood that comes between the edge of night and the break of day. That's when the darkness rolls away. It's gone away. Yesterday, and I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change direction across the great divide. Where the rivers change direction across the great divide.
Thank you. We all managed to get through COVID one way or the other, and some of us learned to play the cello.
Thank you, Ampersand. Thank you for all the spontaneity and that feeling of engagement as we go through this. We now have a responsive reading, and for our folks online, we will let you hear both sides here. So if you open your hymnal to to reading number 532, it's way at the back. Everybody's ready? Way at the back. We're almost in the back. The title of our reading is The Music of the Spheres. I'll read the part in straight type and ask the congregation to read the part in italics. And I'm going to go ahead and read that as well so that the online folks can hear. The music of the spheres. Universe, like a harp. The rhythms are the equal, repeated seasons, the beating of the heart.
Day and night, the going and returning of migratory birds.
The cycles of stars and corn.
The mimosa that unfolds by day, folds up again by night.
Rhythms of moon and tide. One single rhythm in planets, atoms, sea.
And apples that ripen and fall, and the mind of Newton.
Melody, accord, arpeggios, the harp of the universe, unity behind apparent multiplicity. This is music. Thank you, Dick, for all your contributions to music for today and going through. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to rise as we share and sing the covenant of the Fellowship of the Unitarian Universalist at Easton, and then we're going to move into music that's in your insert. And Ellen asked me to remind folks that this was written by Mark Miller after the shootings at the AME Church in South Carolina, a painfully long time ago. But I think the song has also taken on some new meaning for both congregations. As Ellen and I have picked music on everything from what's going on at the Capitol in different places, she's often turned to me and said, how about using this one? So in that spirit of something that has helped us through the pandemic, helped various folks see the choices we make, I ask us to rise and share and sing the covenant of our fellowship, and then we will move into I Choose Love. Please rise as embody your spirit. At the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Easton, we seek to nurture spiritual and intellectual growth for all ages, and to be actively involved in community outreach and service, cherishing diversity and celebrating our oneness with all humanity. We covenant to support each other in the spirit of compassion, respect, and love. Please remain standing. Please be seated. And Ellen, I go to the pulpit.
Before we go to Joys and Sorrows, I was remembering as I was playing it, and that song is dedicated to the congregation of Mother Emanuel Church. I think the composer would probably like this mentioned. The inspiration for that song was the comment of a family member of one of the victims at the bail hearing, which was, when my world falls down, I'll rise isn't a Scarlett O'Hara with the yam in her hand. It's more Michelle Obama. When they go low, we go high.
And as we choose love, part of the ways that we choose love is by building community. We build community around a congregation, around our sister congregations, by sharing our joys and sorrows, our personal milestones. In a moment, I'll invite folks who want to share a joy or sorrow to come forward. We've got a lot of stuff here, so I'll ask you to come to the pulpit, and then we'll recognize the folks online, and I'll go ahead and light the candles because we've got lots of wires. So before we do that, let us just take a moment, breathe deep, imagine the ways you choose love, imagine times of great joy, place of absence and sorrow. When you come forward, ask if you please share your name so we all get to know one another as a congregation. And I light this first candle. There's lots of sad things going on, but I light it for all the various rituals of June, for all the beginnings, endings, and transitions in our lives. Did you want to?
I just want to talk about music
Okay. Use. Are we? Let's see. Part of Joys and Sorrows or something else?
again. No, the
Okay.
next song.
Okay. So I ask us to take a moment and hold the many candles that are lit here. They're probably there's enough that you probably could see them up in Chestertown. For all that these represent and all that remains in our hearts, we are grateful for lives.
The next song is also an insert in your OOS, another Mark Miller favorite. And by way of explanation, all you have in your program there is the end of the song. The choir is going to start. You come in after Bojena's solo, right on the heels of Bojena's solo. And as Doug put it earlier, we're just going to keep repeating that till you clap. Not applause. I mean, rather sort of, you know, on 2 and 4, please. Yeah. All right. All right.
Oh
Our meditation is also in the form of a responsive reading. It's in your order of service. And the order of service did go out online. Thank you, Darlene, for doing that at crack of dawn this morning. And for Beth Lawton, who made sure Easton folks had it. As we sing of hope and joy today, some know only anguish and despair.
How can we lift our voices in this way, while some have pain and misery to spare?
If a crumbling world we would renew, we must sing no ordinary song.
Peals from a noisy gong will never do. In every breath, passion must belong.
Let this song our greatest hopes contain, laughter of a well-fed child its tune.
Roofs over every heartbeat its refrain, its harmonies from peaceful cities.
Sing of joy while hammering each nail, sing of hope while pulling every weed.
So we shall sing together and prevail. Every hallelujah bears the seed. Lift up your voice loud and strong. Rise up, take mountain from Cranwell. Sing me a joyful new song. Lift up your voice loud and strong. My God, my God, take mountain from Cranwell.
Now is the time we'll take our offering. Our usher will bring forward the baskets. And as Ampersand sets up, I just want to use this one moment to specifically recognize the choir. I'm sure it'll be done other times. The choir was out of commission for 2 years. And this is the work over just a couple of months, interrupted by more COVID spikes and everything. So with gratitude for everything, and for Ellen, who looked shocked when I said, hey, you can do choir. Wow. So with that, we are on Ampersand, and our morning offering will now be collected and gratefully received.
We're going to do a two-part medley, I guess. The first one is Road to Lisdoonvarna, which is a town on the west coast of Ireland near Galway. And then we're going to go right into Morrison's Jig, which was named after the guy that played it so much people just started calling it his jig. But it was really called Stick Across the Hob. It's very old, probably 1700s. And we love these old things. We all change instruments.
why music? This isn't as profound as it looks like it's going to be, and zeitgeist. I will be reading from my phone something I saw on Facebook, but it spoke to me, so I share it with you. When my son started high school back in 2007, the school asked parents to sit down with faculty and administration. There was a big panel of them, and they asked, what is it that we can do to help your children succeed? And one of the parents started out by saying, well, you know, we may not all have the same working definition of success here. You know, there's a spectrum of concepts. You've got Emerson on the one end, and remember, this is 2007, Donald Trump on the other. There's been a lot of talk lately. Liz spoke to this, I think, a couple of weeks ago about, you know, what we should be teaching in schools. And as someone who went to middle school and high school in Texas, where music mattered more if you could connect it to football, again, this spoke to me. I don't remember which one of my music teacher friends posted this, but why music? 1, music is a science. 2, music is mathematical. 3, music is a foreign language. 4, music is history. 5, music is physical education, as we determined in one of the songs. 6, music develops insight and demands research. Music is all these things, but most of all, 7, music is art. That is why we teach music. Not because we expect you to major in music, not because we expect you to play or sing all your life, but so you will be human. So you will recognize beauty. So you will be closer to an infinite beyond this world. So you will have something to cling to. So you will have more love, more compassion, more gentleness, more good. In short, more life.
I do think today's service helps us remember what it is we do cling to. Where do we each lean in times of challenge and joy and confusion and discernment? And for so many, music is central to a spiritual practice. Thank you for creating the service and reminding us of that. Our closing hymn today is hymn number 108, My Life Flows On. Please rise.
And I'll warn you this time, I'm going to play between verses.
Follow the choir. Please be seated. In a moment, our service is going to be over. We have a very active postlude, so we want everybody to stay and participate. But I'm looking at my husband or Lee Marquez or somebody that has a camera, because I'm going to use my rights of privilege here. And I would love the choir to stand. I'd love for Ampersand to stand just for a second. Whoever has a camera, this is about a camera now. I'd love Ampersand to come forward. I'm looking at Jack Harold, and I want you standing over there. Jack, over there. Just Jack.
You have to be both places.
And Dave right in the middle. And we need Ellen probably about there. And if we could get a picture and recognition, not just for today, but for everything over the last couple of years. Ellen, choir, Ampersand, thank you. Okay. And we will recognize, all of us, just recognize what it takes for this to be done. So we have pictures, and I will now extinguish the chalice, and everybody is invited to join in Peace Like a River, and the words are on the back. It's like a miracle that this whole program is realized. Our final words: by our presence here with one another, hearing the harmony that is the music of the spheres, may some of the harshness and discord of our human lives be transmuted into music. A new song in our hearts may there be, and a new harmony in our beings, so that we shall return to our several duties with fresh courage and with eagerness and with rejoicing. May it be so.
Sue doesn't know about this. Just instead of birthday, sing anniversary, and for the names, Doughty's and the Brownies.
That's also an anniversary.
Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary.
Thank you, everyone. Go in peace. Go in love. Go knowing love surrounds you wherever You may go.